Good evening everyone and welcome to the Central Park Sunshine as Kings management Len Silva and John Sanford plot tonight's victory, they hope, over the Kings Lynn Young Stars here tonight. The Stars arrive here not without one or two problems. They've got Darren Mallet injured, so they'll operate rider replacement for him. And a quick little insight there with Darren. He's actually the bronze helmet holder, and under the new rules this year, although he's not here to defend the bronze helmet, the Stars have got to nominate one of their riders to defend it, which will happen after Heat 15 against the Kent Kings top point scorer. So an extra race for the fans to look forward to tonight. They've also lost Carl Hughes, the former Stoke rider who quit the sport in the winter, was persuaded to come out of retirement and was doing pretty well for the Kings Lynn Young Stars, but he's decided enough is enough. So they've booked in Stoke Potters' Chris Widman, who helped his team win here last week as we saw in the Cup. He's a guest there for the Stars tonight. They're still led by their captain James Cockle, who's been around for a few years, and their number one Lewis Rose, who is doing well for Newcastle in the Premier League, and Kings Lynn's senior team in the Elite League. They could be a tough nut for the Kings to crack here tonight. As for the home side, they're without Simon Lambert. He's riding for Birmingham, his Elite League team up at Bellevue, so rider replacement for Lambo. And the Kings, I'm sure, will want to bounce back from last week's disappointing defeat to Stoke Potters when they won here in the Cup. The second leg is in a couple of weeks' time up at Luma Road. They've got it all to do there. But they'll be looking for a victory here and get 3 National League points on the board if they can. So without further ado then, we'll take a wander around the pit lane and chat to one or two of the people who are involved here in tonight's National League clash. Well, joining us before tonight's clash is Stars number one, Lewis Rose, and you're one of the fast track riders as well, Lewis. You're riding in all 3 leagues, so I guess you're one of the busy riders around the circuit at the moment.
Yeah, no, busy. This is my 5th in a row, and I think I got Tuesday off, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So pretty busy now, but no, it's good.
Indeed, I mean, we chatted to Simon Lambert about it last week. He's the same, and he said as long as it's organised logistically and everything, it's manageable. All the motorway miles and the meetings and the cleaning the bikes, if you've got it organised, it's doable.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Me and my brother, he's good with the bikes and he does everything at home, so it's pretty good for both of us really. We get on and that helps a lot. So yes.
Do you think possibly the only issue could be kind of September, October time when maybe a bit of fatigue might set in, or do you think that'll be all right?
I think maybe it might kick it. Yeah, I think the worst thing is the travelling. Riding's not too bad half the time.
It's just the roadworks, isn't it? The traffic jams and
just the driving that kills it. To be fair, but no, it's all right. We'll get through it.
Yeah. Well, overall though, things are going well for you. I mean, you're riding for the Newcastle in the Premier League. You had a thumping win last night against Scunthorpe. You had some good home wins. I mean, only a defeat to Edinburgh recently, but I don't think you're riding in that, were you? So you can say nothing, no fault of yours there. But things going well with the Diamonds generally?
Yeah, it's going really good. Everyone up there is really good, and we had a good meeting yesterday. Everyone rode good, and getting used to the track more now. And it's quite a tricky track to start go to straight away. And now I'm getting there, and everyone's helping me a lot, so it's going all right.
And of course, the teammate at Newcastle with you is Lewis Kerr, who you ride with as well in the Kings Lynn senior team. And of course, the senior Stars are steamrolling everyone at the moment. I had a defeat at Lakeside the other week, but they're a tough team on their own track. But generally, though, I mean, I guess you couldn't be happy with the way things are going in the Elite League.
No, it's all going really good. Me and Louis ride good together, and we get on good. So the track's really nice here as well. I think we're a bit of sport there at times. But yeah, no, everything's going really good so far.
And how good is it having people like Niels and Kenneth and Rory to help you out with little tips and things?
Yeah, I'm pitted next to Rory in the pit, so he's always sticking his head over, and Kenneth and Nils, everyone on the team, they're all there, and if you ask them, they'll tell you, so that's what you need.
All right, Lewis, and what about in this league with the young Stars? I mean, it's been a difficult season, really, hasn't it? I mean, obviously missing Darren Mallet injured. Lewis is, sorry, not Lewis. Gone blank now. He's Carl Hughes. God grief, Glenn. Carl Hughes, coming back out of retirement in the winter, and then he's quitting the sport again. You've got a guest for him tonight, so it must have been a bit difficult to get a team rhythm in. Yeah,
definitely. I've only done I think I've done 3 meetings so far, but everyone's riding right, riding good, and shame Carl left. Could have done with him, to be fair. He's been going good at Lynn as well, and yeah, it's going all right. We've got a few more meetings, and hopefully tonight goes all right as well.
Well, yeah, a quick word about tonight to finish with. RR for Darren Mallet tonight. Chris Widman in as a guest for Carl Hughes. He was here last week helping Stoke win. But I guess you're still anticipating a tough match, even though Simon Lambert's missing for Kent.
Yeah, every meeting's hard, you know. Everyone's good, and obviously all the boys here, they're all set up and know the track. And I'm asking everyone else in the team what to do, what the setups and stuff. So yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, a little walk. What do you think of it out there?
Yeah, it looks alright. Track looks pretty good. Starks look a bit slick, but it'll be alright. Same for everyone. So
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you get it all doled in no time, Lewis. I will say thanks for your time tonight, mate. Best of luck.
cheers. Thanks.
Well, about time we caught up with King's boss, Len Silva. A few months into the second season here at Central Park. Len, I mean, how do you make? What do you think of how the Kings are doing so far this year?
Well, I'm a bit disappointed, to be truthful with you, but we've had an injury to Benji Compton, who everybody forgets, but he's been missing for nearly all the season, and we've certainly missed his scoring ability. Nonetheless, the team aren't doing too badly, but we could have done a bit better.
Indeed, I mean, even at reserve with Brandon Fremantle crashing with his concussion, no sign of him still. I mean, that can be a tricky thing, can't it, concussion?
No sign of Brandon coming back. But listen, the two reserves I've got in at the moment are two motocross boys. They're very raw beginners. They've done almost no speedway, so they're learning the business the hard way. I am totally convinced that one or both of them will turn up trumps for us if we persevere with them, and that's what I'm proposing to do.
Well, Danny Ayres certainly seems to be getting there as the months fly by. Well, what about with Jason Garrett? I mean, obviously Luke Harris, you felt he maybe needed to take out the firing line a bit for a spell?
Look, Luke Harris, 15-year-old boy, showed a lot of promise in the winter, but really hasn't been racing. He's been riding round. Now, the name of this game is Speedway Racing. Now, I know he's only 15, and one should perhaps be a bit forgiving with 15-year-olds, but even a 15-year-old should have a bit of fire in his belly, and he didn't appear to have any. And that's why I've dropped him in favour of Jason Garrett, who's an absolute raw beginner, been riding for 4 weeks. Doesn't know eighth of ball's foot what it's all about, but is a very good motorcyclist and very, very ambitious. So I'm expecting him to do what he did last week, i.e. nothing, and he'll do that for 2 or 3 weeks. But when he does start to score, please believe me, he will go very good very quickly, in my opinion.
Well, one to watch out for sure. And what about other things, Len? I mean, aside from the riders, I mean, the track seems to be holding up well. We know a hell of a lot of work goes into the track.
It does a lot of work, far more work than people imagine. And the problem with our track has been the fact that when we laid it last year in the first instance, I had to work with the wrong material which I didn't order, but which I had to work for. I had to work with no equipment, so the very initial laying of the track was highly difficult and contentious. That has given me problems ever since. But each week we solve another problem, and each week the track gets better and better. And the riders love it, and have loved it all this year. And it's getting better every week, and it will continue to do that.
And in the stands and on the terraces, Len, I mean, every club in the country would love more people through the turnstiles. I mean, what do you think of the crowd supports as they are so far?
They're in a way what one should expect, given that we're in the National League, given that we're not setting the world alight, results-wise. The crowds have been quite satisfactory. Obviously, like every other club, we'd like more. I think we deserve to get more. But I think as the team improves, as it will, I think more and more people will come. A major factor here, of course, is the 6:30 start time. We are hoping to get that changed, and if we do, that should put a few more people on our paying attendance.
And elsewhere in the league, Len, I mean, you've been and seen and done it all before over the years. I mean, what's your take on the divisions within the division? Like, you've got your Cradley Heath thumping teams and poor old Scunthorpe, who can't be good business for people, can they, when they go to away tracks? I mean, where do you stand with that dilemma, if you like?
I think Scunthorpe have absolutely taken the rise out of the rest of us. They've made no effort whatsoever to put a competitive team together. They have put on the track any old riders, don't matter who they are or what they are. If they can ride a bike and will do it for next to nothing, then they put them in the team. Now, I'm sorry, but that is not the way to put a competitive team together. And then make out that the reason for it is to train English youngsters. That's absolute balderdash, has nothing to do with training English youngsters. It is simply to do with money. He stages his National League meetings as a second half event of a Premier League meeting. So it doesn't harm him at all that the team are doing no good, because it's a second half event. But when it comes to our tracks, he does us enormous damage. Enormous damage. But he doesn't care. I don't agree with that. I voiced that opinion loud and long, but nothing we can do about it this year. But I'm quite sure that different rules will apply for next year.
Surely that would disillusion the youngsters, wouldn't it, rather than develop them, getting hammered every week like that?
It is no way to train. The best way to train youngsters is to get your team as good as they can be. That way youngsters know what they've got to get and what they're aiming for, and their form improves because they're against better riders. Riding a whole team of novices is not the way to bring novices on.
Indeed. Well, finally then, we better have a quick word about tonight. Kings Lynn bring their young stars here for the second time this season. They've got one or two problems. Kent without Simon Lambert, of course, doubling up. What do you make of the Kings Lynn team?
I think a very tough outfit for us. They've always ridden our track extremely well, and they could easily win tonight. We will have to be on our best behaviour in order to win. But I think a very exciting match.
Let's hope it is. Well, thanks for your time as always, Len. We know you're a busy man, and enjoy it tonight.
You're welcome.
So we've heard from Stars number 1 Lewis Rose and experienced Kings boss Len Silva, and now let's hand up to Steve Girdwood for tonight's race commentary.
Well, thanks for that, Glenn, and well, very forthright words there from Len, as you would expect. And also good to hear there from Lewis Rose. The two teams will give you the lineups for starting with the Kings Lynn Fusion Clothing Young Stars. Lewis Rose does ride at number 1. Ride replacement at 2, as we heard, for Darren Malik. Chris Widman coming as a guest at 3. He did well here last week after his first couple of rides. Mark Owen seems to be here nearly every week riding for his parent club here tonight at number 4. James Cockle at 5. Captain, he could be dangerous. Josh Bailey rides at number 6, and Scott Campus, long-serving Kings Lynn rider, is at 7. For the Kent CTA Fire Kings, Ben Morley at 1, Aaron Baisby at 2, David Mason at 3. The captain in Simon Lambert's absence tonight, Luke Chessel at 4. Ride replacement for Simon at 5. Jason Garrett at number 6, who Len thinks very highly of. And Danny Ayres rides at number 7. That's how the two sides line up. Heat number 1 will be up in a moment. So here we go then, heat number 1 as we return to National League action after the Knockout Cup last week. Second leg, of course, is next Saturday at Stoke. This fixture, Kings Lynn, they did finish runners-up last year in the National League title race, of course, behind Dudley, now Cradley. So they'll be out to make the playoffs again. Kent need 3 points. Aaron Baisby off 1, Scott Campus ride replacement off 2, Ben Morley off 3, Lewis Rose from the outside. And it is Morley off gate number 3, who's made a brilliant start. He leads the way. Lewis Rose is in second place. Aaron Baisby is in third. And Scott Campus, the Anglo-American, is at the back. That's Baisby. Well, he's putting Rose under a lot of pressure here. And it's a heat advantage for the CTA Fire Kings. Ben Morley leads the way then. We understand he's had some work done on his engine since last week's match, where he was not happy at all with his performance. He didn't do too badly, but he did finish last in one of his rides, heat number 13, and he scored paid 8 in that 10-point defeat. But he's going to start here with big 3 points, it looks like, in heat number 1. They're on the final lap. He's leading Lewis Rose in second place. Third spot, it is Baisby. Campus, that's probably be expected. He's at the back as the home side. They start with a 4-2. Fine win there for Ben. Lewis Rose chasing him home with Aaron Baisby not that far behind in third. So that is Scott Campus in last place. So it does start as a 4-2 for the home side.
Okay, so winning to start
and Ben, is he going to come round on a lap of honour? No, straight back to the pits. Super start though for him. And Aaron Baisby filling in with third place, a 4-2 for Kent. So after a bit of a delay, because Scott Campus has got 2 rides in a row, we've got the riders out for heat number 2. And this one, it sees Josh Bailey off gate number 1. Gate 2, Jason Garrett. Gate 3, it is Scott from the outside. Danny Ayres, heat 2. Oh, it's not underway for Danny Ayres. That's terrible luck for him. Jason Garrett it is who leads the way. That's a big surprise as he's out in front. Campus is trying to come around the outside, much more experience, but it is young Garrett who leads it. Well, that's super start for him, and unfortunately Danny Ayres, well, he's distraught down on the inside of the circuit. He's looking down at his machine, and that is a very bad luck for him. Potentially his easiest race of the night. But he's having to watch his teammate Jason Garrett leading the way. Well, Len Silva, he's forgotten more than what most of us know about Speedway, of course, and he certainly knew that young Jason is a prospect, and he's showing it in heat number 2. He failed to score here last week, had a couple of tumbles, but he made a good gate, saw off the close attention of Scott Campus on the first lap, and he's going to take a victory. Great stuff there for young Jason. Second place goes to Campus, third spot to Josh Bailey. Very unfortunate there for Danny Ayres having that engine problem on the line. Hopefully he'll get that sorted out before heat number 4. It certainly was worth a cheer. And Derek Barkley said it's his first ever win here at Central Park. In fact, it's his first ever points, Derek. As the crowd were there applauding him. Super stuff. Some of the fans here standing up at Central Park. What a brilliant race for young Jason. A 3-all, Kent on 7, and Kings Lynn are on 5.
Right, the official result there.
We move on to heat number 3. The crowd love that race win for Jason in heat number 2. This one, where it sees Luke Chesil off gate number 1. Gate number 2 sees young Chris Widman, so he was only here 7 nights ago, helping Stoke to that 10-point victory. Mountain to climb for Kent on Saturday, but they can do it. David Mason off gate number 3. Mark Owen comes out off gate 4. Out of the start, Widman's made a pretty good gate, although the referee, Dave Robinson, I don't think we mentioned that it's Dave in charge here tonight. He's not happy with that start at all. The red lights are on immediately, and we'll be going again. Bit of movement. We'll be going again. Heat number 3. Luke Chesil being warned at moving at the start. We'll go again with heat number 3 in a moment. So second time around then, heat number 3. Kent leading by 7 points to 5 at the moment. Chesil been warned to stay still at the start. Good start there by Widman off gate number 2. It is he that leads the way from David Mason coming through in the second place. Luke Chesil is in third. Mark Owen, he's at the back in this one, but young Chris Widman, it is who leads the way. David Mason chasing him. Very smooth circuit again here tonight, as Len was saying. Oh, there's a race there for third place. Mark Owen making a move around the outside of Luke Chesil, and I think he's going to get him. Well, that's enterprising ride by Mark, finding a way past his opposite number. So it's a 4-2 for Kings Lynn in race number 3. This could level the scores up as Widman leads the way, and now Owen, well, he's closing in on David Mason, but Mason, well, he's not that far away from Widman. It's pretty close, this race. Here comes Mark Owen now. He's got a lot of speed, and he's making a big move around the outside. He could get the run off this final bend as David Mason, well, he just holds on to second place. That was a good race, that one. Luke Chesil fell on that final lap trying to make a move, but he's perfectly okay. But Chris Widman, well, is he coming back to haunt the CTA Fire Kings 2 weeks in a row? He starts off very well with a victory in heat number 3. Second place goes to Magic. Third spot to Mark Owen, doing very well to come past Luke Chesil. He doesn't get overtaken that often, does Luke, sorry. But it's a 4-2 for the visitors. After 3 races, the scores are level, 9 points apiece. So move on to heat number 4. And gate number 1, that sees Jason Garrett coming in this one. Danny Ayres was excluded under 2 minutes. Still problems with his machinery, no doubt. Scott Campus, his third ride in 4 races. He's off 2. Gate 3 sees Aaron Baisby riding placement from the outside. James Cockle. Cockle's made a super start. He leads the way. Garrett's doing well in second place. Campus is in third. Aaron Baisby's having a bit of a nightmare tonight. He's at the back. He only got a point in his first ride. Kent, well, they really do need him to be scoring some points. Aaron at Scott Campus. He's trying to find a way through on the inside of Jason Garrett. Good race in this one. And, well, he has got through in the second place, and now Baisby's come through in the third. So Kings Lynn, well, they are on a 5-1 in heat number 4. This could see them take a 4-point advantage. James Cockle looking very, very good out in front. Aaron Baisby, well, he'd be desperate to find a way past Campus, who's riding well. Here comes Aaron on the inside, and he's found a way past Scott. In second place, Campus having problems. Jason Garrett, can he close in? Oh, it's all happening here in heat number 4. The win, well, it's going to go to James Cockle. Good ride there by Aaron Baisby to get up in the second place. From last to second, third spot went to Scott Campus. Jason Garrett, well, he featured well in the early stages of that one before he ended up at the back, but a super start there by James Cockle. He takes the victory, and it's a 4-2 for the visitors. They're second in a row, and it does see Kings Lynn move into a 2-point advantage, 13-11 after heat number 4. So we move on to heat number 5, and well, there's a bit of a shock because Lewis Rose was due out off gate number 3. He's been excluded under 2 minutes, the Kings Lynn number 1, so Josh Bailey has had to come out to take his place. He joins Mark Owen against David Mason and Luke Chesil. Chances for Kent in this one. Magic Mason has made a brilliant start from gate number 2, and Luke Chesil's coming around the outside to join him. Mark Owen is in third. Josh Bailey, not unsurprisingly, he's at the back. Owen, well, he had plenty of speed in his first outing, and he's got plenty here. He's found a way through in the second place ahead of Luke Chesil. He had an excellent pass of Luke in heat number 3, and he's done it again. And now he's chasing down David Mason. Mark Owen, he really is on a mission here tonight. He does look very quick indeed. David has got to have his wits about him because Mark, he does look quick. It's a 4-2 at the moment to the CTA Fire Kings. This could draw the scores level. Although Owen, well, he started the final lap, he's only a couple of bike lengths behind. And now he's trying to make a move around the outside of David, but David holding him off. Super stuff in heat number 5. It's going to be a race to the line. Owen comes around the outside. Oh! How close was that, David Mason? He just holds on. That was brilliant racing. National League, certainly doesn't matter what league you're in. That was a tremendous heat of speedway. And Mark Owen, with full credit to him, he just failed on the line. Well, we're sure he did. If Dave Robinson gives it a win to him, I don't think he's going to get out of Central Park. But that was fantastic heat of speedway. David Magic Mason, he does just get the win from Mark Owen in second, Luke Chesil in third, Josh Bailey at the back. Superb race, confirmation of the result. The win going to David. What a heat of speedway. Mark Owen, brilliant. So we move on to heat number 6. I've just been given a little bit extra time. Young Josh Bailey, because he's got 2 on the trot. So that could be crucial. What happened with Lewis Rose in heat number 5? We got no idea why he didn't come out. I've probably, obviously, mechanical the reason for it, but that is not good when your number 1 does not come out for his scheduled ride. The Kent number 1, Ben Morley, he is out in this one. He got a great win in his first ride, beating Lewis, of course. James Cockle off gate number 2, he looked very sharp from the gate in his first ride. He's going to be tough for Ben off in this one. Aaron Baisby off 3. He scored well in his last one. Josh Bailey from the outside. Kent to do well to get a heat advantage in this one. Morley's made a great start, but too good a start according there to the referee Dave Robinson. And he's decided it was an unsatisfactory start. We're going to go again with heat number 6. So Ben Morley, he's been warned for moving at the start. Did he move or did he make just a good scrape? Here's a fast trapper. Morley off 1, Cockle off 2, Baisby off 3, Bailey off the outside as the race starts, and Ben, well, he's made another super start. The red flags have stayed down this time, and it is Ben Morley who leads the way. James Cockle in second, Aaron Baisby's in third, Josh Bailey is at the back. As Bailey, well, he's at all sorts of problems. He just about stayed on his machine, thank goodness for that. As Ben Morley leads the way then. From James Cockle in second, Baisby in third. Kings in, well, they've come here to get something out of this match. and they certainly still could do, but Kent they really could do with a big 3 points here this evening as Cockle makes a slight error there, and Aaron Baisby, well, he's closing in. He had a good second place in his last ride, did it, Aaron, and he's chasing down Cockle now. They're on the final lap. Ben Morley's going to make it 2 wins out of 2. Will Cockle keep Baisby at bay as they come round? It's going to be a win for the Kent at number 1. Second place is going to go to Cockle, is it? Yes, it does, but Aaron Baisby, well, he was all over his back wheel there. Terrific race between those two riders. Josh Bailey finished at the back. We've seen some great action in the early races here this evening. A 4-2 for the home side. And Kent, well, they take the lead for the first time since heat number 2. 19 points to 17. And Ben coming round on a very well-deserved lap of honour. James Cockle, dangerous opponent here tonight, as Ben wins the race. 19-17 the lead. So we move on to heat number 7, this enthralling National League fixture. Certainly some of the best racing we've seen so far this season here at Central Park. This one, which sees Chris Widman off gate number 1. He hasn't been out since heat number 3 when he took a big 3 points. Gate number 2 sees David Mason taking the place of Simon Lambert in this one. David started well, 5 points from his first 2 rides. Gate 3, Mark Owen. He's been probably the most exciting rider so far. And from the outside, Jason Garrett, who's had his moments. Heat number 7 gets underway, and it is Mason, who's made a great start, but Mark Owen, he's flying around the outside. He's come through in the first place. He really does look so quick, and he's made his first start of the night. He leads it from David Mason in second place. Widman is in third. Jason Garrett, he's at the back, and he almost took a tumble there, but he's managed to regain control, thank goodness. It is a 4-2 for Kings Lynn, and this could see them draw level after 7 races. Every chance we're going to have a last heat decider here tonight, the way the meeting is progressing so far. Mark Owen it is. He certainly is progressing. He started with a 3rd in his first ride, a 2nd last time out, and it looks like he's going to take a big win here in heat number 7. David Mason, he's just about holding off at Chris Widman at the moment. As they come round, the checkered flag is out. Mark Owen's going to take the win. David, he does hold on to that 2nd spot ahead of Chris Widman, with Jason Garrett finding that one a little bit hot, that heat. It's a 4-2 for Kings Lynn then, but Mark Owen fully deserving of that victory, his first of the night. Coming round on a lap, I want to say he's had plenty of guest bookings so far this season here at Central Park. He's almost a home rider, but he still receives an excellent round of applause from this sporting crowd here. His first win, 21 points apiece, 7 races gone. So we move on to heat number 8. We've had a little bit of a wait because Chris Widman's got 2 on the trot. He takes a ride replacement out in this one. He's off at gate number 3. His partner is Scott Campus off gate number 1. Scored 3 points so far as Scott. Gate number 2 sees Danny Ayres. Well, effectively it's his first race, of course. He hasn't got off the start line so far. What can Danny do? Aaron Baisby off gate number 4. He's tried hard but has found points hard to come by, but Aaron's made a super start here. He leads the way. Danny Ayres, well, he was in a good position, but he's lost it there and he's dropped to the back. That's unfortunate for him and Kent. Widman is in 2nd, Campers in 3rd. Here comes Danny Ayres though, and it's going to be a good race between the 2 number 7s. Aaron Baisby, well, he's looking as if he's going to claim his first victory of the night. He leads the way from Chris Widman in 2nd. 3rd place is still Campus. Ayres at the back, but he's not that far behind. I think he's still got a chance to find a way past. Aaron Baisby's leading the way though. This will be a good win for him. The 2 Kings Lynn riders, where they are holding off Danny at the moment. They're on the final lap. Danny holding on to that inside line. He's got a little bit close there to Scott. It's going to be... Oh, and there's problems here for Chris Widman. Plenty of cheers from the Kent crowd. Unfortunate for Chris. Here comes Danny. Oh, he just fails to find a way past. He's a bit of a raw talent, but he's ever so exciting. It is a 4-2 for Kent. Unexpectedly, as Aaron Baisby. Well, that is a super win there for him. Second place goes to Scott Campus. Third place to Danny Ayres. A 4-2 for the CTA Fire Kings. And they move on to 25. Kings in on to 23. Well done to Aaron. His first win. He'll be able to gain in a couple of races' time. Now, well, over there, you may notice that's our normal head of sales, Ian Jeremy Foster, and well, he's a trainee cameraman this week. We've got him to film a meeting for us coming up at Eastbourne on Saturday against Kings Lynn, and we need him to have a bit of practice. There he is. Now, he's just having maybe getting a bit of advice there from a lady friend. He's ready to go for heat number 9, and so are we. Well, let's get back to the track action. Heat number 9, James Cockle comes out off gate number 1. A win and a second place for him, beaten by Ben Morley in his last ride. Gate number 2, that sees Luke Chesil. Only 1 point so far for Luke. He's got to come good sooner or later. I think he might have a good race in this one. I will predict that. Josh Bailey comes out off gate number 3. He's just scored paid 2 from his 3 rides. And from the outside, it is David Magic Mason. Very consistent. 7 points from his 3 rides so far. Heat number 9, 25-23. This enthralling National League fixture gets underway. Good start by Cockle from the inside. Mason going with him. Chesil is in third with Bailey at the back as James Cockle. Well, he could be returning to winning ways here. He leads David Mason. Luke Chesil back in third place with Bailey in last position. Kings Lynn, well, I would assume that their team manager, Dale Allett, he'll be quite happy with a 3-all in this one. As Cockle leads the way. Suffered with injury over the last 2 or 3 seasons, as James had a very badly broken arm, which kept him out for over a season. But he's returned fighting fit. He leads. They're on the final lap. Mason in second place. Luke Chesil in third, with Josh Bailey tailed off at the back. A shared heat's looking likely. It'll only be our second of the meeting. All the others have been 4-2s. As James wins the race. Good win there for him. 2 wins out of 3 rides for the Kings in number 5. David Mason second. Luke Chesil, well, he didn't quite do what we predicted, but he did get a paid second place. A 3-all in heat number 9, and it does mean that Kent move on to 28, Kings Lynn on to 26. And it's almost certain, I think, to come to a last heat decider here tonight. Been a cracking match so far. 6 races remain. So the riders out for heat number 10, and after this one we're going to have an interval break, just 7:21. They're rattling through the races. It really has been a cracking match so far. This one, heat 10, which sees Mark Owen. How exciting has he been so far this evening? He won his last ride. He's off gate number 1 in this one. Aaron Baisby comes out off gate number 2. He also took a win in his last ride. Chris Widman off gate number 3. He won his first outing. And the unbeaten Ben Morley comes out off gate number 4. Ben, well, he's out against his great mate Mark Owen in this one. 28-26 to Ken. This could be a cracker. Oh! Well, we did see that one. We saw that he did make an absolute blinder of a start. And Dave Robinson, well, he has had no doubt whatsoever he was going to call all 4 riders back. We'll be going again with a rerun of heat 10 in a moment.
15-metre handicap.
Well, in actual fact, Dave Robinson, he has decided that Ben Morley touched the tapes in that one, so we haven't had a chance to look at the replay. We don't know as yet, but Ben, well, he's the red light's on. He's just been shown that by Start Marshal Ian Glover. He's not happy at all, nor will John Sanford be. And well, he could well be starting off the 15-metre handicap. In fact, that's what's going to happen. And the white chalk is going to be put across. See if you can start at about 12 metres, Ian. Not that we're biased or anything, but yeah, that's about 15. So that's the decision of Dave Robinson. Didn't go down too well with the Central Park faithful. There is Graham, the assistant start marshal here, making sure that Ben stays in his allotted place. So the other 3 riders, will they still stay in their same place, of course? So here we go. This could certainly change the course of tonight's match, just as Lewis Rose is raced it earlier. Heat number 10 gets underway, and into that first turn, well, it is Owen who's made a good start. Aaron Baisby in second. He sends Chris Whitman out third. Ben Morley tries to get up into third place. He's done very well in the first lap. He's not that far behind as they complete the opening lap. And it is Mark Owen who leads the way. Morley comes through on the inside of Whitman. He's done well there to get up into third place. Meanwhile, out in front it is Baisby who's chasing down Mark Owen. Owen just had a bit of a look there. Ben, well, I think he's a bit quicker than Aaron. He could be coming through on the inside to try and find a way past Mark Owen. Although Aaron's holding on to that second place at the moment. The riders come round to start the final lap then. Mark is who leads the way. This will be 2 wins in a row. If it stays like this, it will mean that Kent remain 2 points up at the interval stage. Mark Owen, it is who's going to come round and take his second victory. Well done to him. Second place goes to Aaron Baisby. Ben Morley doing well to come through in the third, getting good applause there from the Kent fans here in the crowd, which most of them are, of course. And another tremendous race, as Derek Bartley said, so cracking action here tonight. And it does mean that after 10 races, Kent, well, they still hold on to that 2-point advantage. Mark Owen, excellent race win for him. Second place going to Aaron, third spot to Ben, 31.29 at the interval break. So after the interval break, we move on to heat number 11, and this one which sees Ben Morley coming out as a rider replacement off gate number 1. Off at gate number 2 is Lewis Rose. Good to see Lewis back out on track. Gate number 3, Jason Garrett, and from the outside, Scott Campus takes a rider replacement out in. The track where it's been well watered on the inside during the interval break. 31.29 the lead. Kent will be wanting to take all 3 points here tonight as the race gets underway. Morley's made a super start from the inside. He beat Lewis in heat number 1, and he could be beating him here again, although here comes Rose. A brilliant move around the outside by Lewis Rose. He picked up some speed coming out of that second bend. He's moved into first place. Morley giving chase. Third spot, well, it's Scott Campus is holding off Jason Garrett. Garrett's, well, he almost fell there, but he managed to keep going. That was quite incredible. As at the moment it's a 4-2 for Kings Lynn then, and this could bring the scores level once again with just 4 races remaining. As Lewis Rose, he could be getting his first win of the night. They come round to take the last lap flag. Probably the most that the race has been spaced out tonight. We've seen some thrilling action this evening. Lewis Rose, he's going to win heat number 11. Found a way past Ben Morley down the back straight on the first lap. That takes some doing. Third place going to Scott Campus. A vital point that could be for him. Jason Garrett at the back, a 4-2 then. And after 11 races, absolutely nothing between these two teams. 33 points apiece after 11. Lewis Rose making his way back to the pits after his first win of the night. So 4 races remaining, and well, looking down the lineup for the next 3 races, it's going to be tough for Kent. They certainly are up against it. Heat number 12, David Mason and Danny Ayres. They're off gates 1 and 3, and they're against Josh Bailey, who's off gate number 2. And Chris Widman, who comes out off gate number 4. Widman, well, he's not done so well since his first race win. He's only had a 3rd and 2 last places since the race is underway. In fact, it is Scott Campus who's come in place of Josh Bailey in this one. A late change there. Here comes Widman trying to get around the outside of David Mason. Mason, when he's holding him off at the moment. Danny Ayres is chasing for third place as well. It's a shared heat at the moment. As Mason leads the way, only just so. Look how tight it is between those two riders. Danny Ayres has come through in the third ahead of Campus. Tremendous stuff in heat number 12 as Magic Mason leads the way. So experienced, of course, is David. Can he keep young Chris Widman, 24 years of age? Chris, he's in second place at the moment. Third spot it is Danny Ayres, done very well to come through in the third ahead of Campus. They're on the last lap. It's a 4-2 for the home side. This has certainly been the meeting of the season so far, without a doubt. And Magic, he's going to win his second race of the night. 2 points goes to Chris Widman, 1 to Danny Ayres. Did exceptionally well there to find a way past
tremendous race.
Scott Campus. A 4-2 for the home side then. So cracking action here at the Central Park this evening. As David, well, he's going to come round on a lap of honour, fully justified as well. Just about keeping Chris Widman behind him. It's a tense affair here at Central Park. The crowd delighted with that. So they should be. So it's Magic. Super stuff there from the veteran, we say it quietly, as David wins heat number 12. Heat number 13, and 3 big races coming up. Lewis Rose comes out off gate number 1, beat Ben Morley in his last ride, of course, having been beaten by Ben in heat number 1 and having missed his next outing. Ben is off gate number 2, paid 10 so far from his 4 rides. Gate number 3, that sees James Cockle. He's done well, 8 points from his 3 rides. And from the outside, in place of Simon Lambert, is Luke Chesil. So Luke, well, we thought he might done a bit better in his last ride, but he didn't really get out of the start. What can he do off gate number 4? Kent, well, it'd be great if they get a heat advantage in this one, but Kings in may fancy their chances. James Cockle has made a great start. Luke Chesil has not, though. He's had engine problems as down the back straight, Morley leads the way. He's come around the outside of Lewis Rose to lead the way. Well, Cockle made the best start, but then Ben Morley found a way past him and Lewis Rose. It was all very tight indeed. Lewis Rose gets in all sorts of problems there, but with Luke Chesil on the inside of the circuit, it's all happening here. Rose found a way back past Cockle. They're almost racing against each other there as Ben Morley leads the way then. So John Sanford and Chris Hunt, I would imagine they will be satisfied with a 3-all in this one, and this would see Kent still retain a 2-point advantage going into heat number 14. Well, we've seen some great racing in almost every heat tonight with no crashes, which is fantastic. Normally there are a few incidents of that kind, but not tonight. We've just seen some superb speedway racing. Ben Morley wins the race. Luke Chesil, unlucky he didn't really get off the start line. He had all sorts of problems. Rose finishes second, Cockle third. It results in a 3-all. And Derek Barkley, well, he was almost speechless. Well, was his description of that one. Certainly was it. Was Derek. As Ben, well, he wins. He does win his 3rd race of the meeting. And super applause there for him. As Lewis Rose finishes second, James Cockle third, and it does mean that Kent hold on to that 2-point lead, 40 points to 38, 2 races to go. Can they hold on? On to heat number 14, and Danny Ayres, well, he made that by the skin of his teeth. He only had about 10 seconds left to get to the start line because he's coming as a reserve replacement for Jason Garrett. In this one, he's off gate number 1. Can he be a hero in this one? Or can Luke Chesil, who's off gate number 3 against Mark Owen, who's been brilliant so far tonight, and Scott Campus. Heat number 14, Kent leading by 2 into that first bend, and it is Luke Chesil who's made a brilliant start. He leads the way from Danny Ayres in second place. In third spot, Scott Campus coming around the outside of Ayres, but it is Chesil that leads the way. Ayres giving chase on the inside. This really is super speedway. Mark Owen is at the back. Look how close it is between all 4 riders. As Campus, when he's found a way past Ayres, Mark Owen had to shut off. It's a 4-2 for the CTA Fire Kingso as Luke Chesil leads the way. Danny Ayres, well, he's in no man's land a bit there, and he's been passed by Mark Owen, who's come through in the 3rd place, and now Owen's moved up in the 2nd, and he's looking quick once again. Luke Chesil, well, he'd better watch out on this final lap. Is he going to get his first win of the night? Mark Owen going out very wide indeed, almost losing control. Another brilliant speedway race here at Central Park this evening with the fans. Well, they have absolutely had a thriller here as Luke Chesil wins his first race of the night. Super speedway action once again. That really was cracking speedway racing here this evening as Luke Chesil, he wins his first race in his final outing. And of course, it does mean that Kent go into the final race with a 2-point advantage. Luke Chesil, well, it all happened on the first couple of laps there, but Luke Chesil, he's gone straight back to the pits. The other riders have as well, but it really was superb speedway racing. It does mean, of course, that Kent go into the final race with a 2-point advantage. Can they hold on for a victory here tonight? It certainly would be a brilliant win if they can. Heat 15 up next. So the 4 riders are up to tapes for Heat 15 of what has been the match of the season. I'd say, if not the match of the era here at Central Park, best match ever, I would say, racing-wise. It's been absolutely brilliant this evening. The lineup, we've got Ben Morley coming out off gate number 1. He has had 3 race wins so far. He scored P 13 from 5. Gate number 2 sees Lewis Rose. He has had 1 win so far in those 2 second places behind Ben Morley. He's off gate number 2. Gate number 3, that sees David Magic Mason. He scored a solid 12 points from his 5 rides, including 2 victories. And from the outside, James Cockle has been given the nod over Mark Owen. That must have been a tough pick for Dale Allett. He's had 2 race wins as well. He scored P 10, Heat 15. Kent need 3 points from this race to get a win on the night. Into that first bend, Morley's made a great start. David Mason coming up on the inside. Lewis Rose comes around the outside. Here comes James Cockle on the inside of Mason. It's very tight. Oh, no! Magic Mason has taken a tumble. And at the race, well, I'm sure it's going to be stopped. And the red lights are on. And a big decision to make here for referee Dave Robinson. And he has put the blue exclusion light on almost immediately. That's not gone down too well with the Kent fans, but I think from where we were looking, it was the right decision. David just came down there with that pressure there from James Cockle. We got a rerun, heat number 15, 3 riders only. David Mason, he's out of it. Ben Morley's got to win the race for Kent to win the match. So the 3 remaining riders then are back out for the rerun of heat number 15. Our first proper rerun of a race here this evening comes in the final race of Ben Morley. Well, he's got the hopes of most of the people here at Central Park on his slender shoulders here in this one. He's off gate number 1. Lewis Rose off gate number 2. James Cockle off gate number 4. All the Kent riders are watching on from the 3rd bend vantage point. Can Morley take the win, or can Kings Lynn get an away victory? Lewis Rose, well, he's moved there out of the start, but the referee has let that go as Lewis Rose leads down the back straight, and that certainly looks as if he anticipated a start to us, but Dave Robinson has let that one go. Rose it is who leads it. Morley giving chase. James Cockle is in 3rd place. So Ben, well, he needs to find a way past Lewis, otherwise we're going to have a draw here this evening. Perhaps that will be the fairest result. It's been a cracking National League fixture here this evening as Lewis, well, he could make it 2-2 in his own personal battle with Ben Morley. James Cockle is tailed off at the back. In fact, James Cockle's having engine problems. He needs to keep going, or else it could be a 3-2 and Kent would win. They're on the final lap. Lewis Rose is still leading the way. Morley in 2nd. Cockle is still going. I think he is going to be able to get across the line. Rose is going to take heat number 15. 2nd place goes to Ben Morley. And here comes James Cockle, and this is going to be the point that gives Kings Lynn a draw here this evening. As the slow hit, not too many cheers for James there, but well, it results in a 4-2 for Kings Lynn. And well, just a little bit quite ending to what's been a cracking fixture here tonight, as Lewis Rose, well, he celebrates with a wheelie, a 4-2 for the visitors then in heat number 15. And it does result in a draw, 45 points apiece, so probably the fairest result on the night. Cracking speedway meeting here. It's not the end of it though. We've got the bronze helmet coming up. Well done to Kent, well done to Kings Lynn, and let's see what happens in the bronze helmet match race coming up next. Well, here come the two teams it should be on the parade lap of honour, as we've got a draw here this evening. We'll give you this evening's scorers, starting with the Kings Lynn Fusion Clothing Young Stars. Lewis Rose, he finished with 10 points here tonight. That exclusion in his second ride for missing the 2 minutes, that well, it could have had a big bearing, of course, but there was a few ifs and buts. Cracking match here tonight. So Lewis finished with 10. Chris Widman, he finished with 6 from his 5 rides. Mark Owen, he was one of the men of the matches here tonight without a doubt. He finished with 11 from his 5 rides. James Cockle finished with 10 and 1 from his 5 outings. Josh Bailey 1 and 1 from his 4. Scott Campus had 7 rides and took 7 and 1 bonus point. As we move on to the Kent CTA Fire Kings, for whom Ben Morley were 14 and 1. I think Ben will be coming out for the bronze helmet match race, probably against Lewis Rose, I'd have thought, but we'll wait and see on that one. Aaron Baisby, he finished with 9 points from his 5 rides. David Mason, he finished with 12 points, that exclusion in his final ride. He'll be disappointed about the Kent riders coming around on their lap of honour now. Luke Chesel, 5 and 1, that important race win in heat number 14. Jason Garrett finished with 3 points he won those in his first race. Of course, they had 3 last, but big 3 points for him. Danny Ayres finished with a couple of points from his 4 rides, but in the thick of the action as ever. We've just heard that Benji Compton is fit to race here next week. That's big news. He'll be here racing against the Mildenhall Fen Tigers here next Monday. Before that, of course, we've got the bronze helmet coming up in a moment. We still don't know who's coming out as the young stars continue. There's Mark Owen and there is Ben Morley. Great friends, of course. Let's see who's going to come out in heat, or the next race rather, the Bronze Helmet Challenge. Well, here we have it, the Bronze Helmet National League Match Race Championship Challenge, and it does see Mark Owen, who comes out representing Kings Lynn in place of the injured Darren Mallet, and he's against his great mate and rival in this one. It is Ben Morley. So this it's certainly going to be an interesting race, I'm sure. We saw them on the back of Ben on the back of Mark's bike just a few moments ago, and now they're deadly rivals who will become the holder of the bronze helmet. Of course, Steve Boxall of Kent was the holder at the end of last season. Now he's moved on to ventures new in the Premier League with Rye House. So the crowd, well, they're hoping that Ben can win it. Mark Owen, though, he's been superb this evening. The race gets underway, and into that first bit, Morley's made a brilliant start from the outside, and he leads the way, but we've seen what Mark Owen is capable of as the riders come round to complete lap number 1. It is Morley that leads the way then from Mark Owen in second place. There's only about 3 bike lengths between the pair of them as they go down the back straight on the second lap, and it is Ben Morley who still leads. But Mark Owen, he's not that far behind. Morley, well, does he need to ride more mid-track? He's riding well enough at the moment. He's still holding off Mark Owen. Owen, well, it's just not too much help for him at the moment. Cracking action as we've seen all evening here tonight. As they come around the start of the final lap, a slight mistake there by Mark. And I do think that might mean that Ben is going to win this bronze helmet challenge race here this evening. As they come round, the checkered flag is out. Owen making a big challenge, but Morley, well, he just sees him off. Great race to finish with. Well, that just about typifies an absolutely brilliant night here at Central Park. Without a doubt, the race of the season and a half that we've been here at Central Park, and say a worthy race, as Derek Barkley said. Brilliant action here tonight. A full credit to both sets of riders and to the track staff here for preparing a superb racing circuit here tonight. The plaudits are out for Ben, and they're standing on the chairs for young Ben as he's about to be presented with the trophy by Dave Jessup, the former Great Britain or England international star. And Dave, of course, with his Sean Speed tune-in business, he's come down to make the presentation. Good to see DJ down on the centre of the circuit as Ben. He's just about to be given the bronze helmet. That really was a cracking race. He made the start off gate number 4. Mark Owen tried everything he could to find a way past, and there was only a couple of bike lengths between the pair of them at the end of the race.
Hold on a second so we can get Lizzie over to take the photograph.
And well, just waiting for Lizzie
I'm not going to tell her to hurry up.
there to come across. Oh, come on, Liz. There she comes. We're about to get the photograph of Ben with DJ. And well, that will be appearing in the Speedway Star in next week's programme now, no doubt. Well done to Ben. Super stuff. A brilliant night Speedway action here at Central Park. We're going to rush down to the pits and we're going to get a few words with him. And I think we might grab his buddy Mark as well.
Well, at the end of a thrilling National League draw between the Kings and the Stars, we had an exciting bronze helmet match race between these two, Mark Owen and Ben Morley. You won it, Ben, but we'll have a quick chat with Mark first. You must be delighted with your performance out there tonight, top scoring for your team.
Yeah, you know, I had something that was working tonight, and the bike was working well, and when Ben decides to move at the start, and he loses out, doesn't he?
He cost himself 15 yards there, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, well, you didn't know. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's obviously itching to get that one, but you know, you still scored well again for the boys tonight, and a draw, a fair result ultimately. I mean, he could have gone either way.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good side as well, and yeah, we all rode well, and yeah, it's good and nice, probably a good match to watch and all, so yeah, it's all good.
And obviously in Darren Mallett's injury absence, the Stars nominated Mark to defend the bronze helmet, but you managed to just make the start on him, and mind you, he was close. He was there. He was right on the pace with you, wasn't he? Were you aware of him buzzing around?
Yeah, I see him. I could hear him and all, but yeah, no, fair play to him. He rode really well today, and put in a good effort, and yeah, it was a good race.
And what was going through your mind, Mark, when Ben just pictures that first bend? Did you confident you had the speed to maybe overhaul him?
I felt like just riding into him, to be honest, but I thought that's not very sportsmanship, really, you know. And but no, he rode blinder, so can't fault him for it. He was the better man on the night, and can't ask no more.
Yeah, it's just as well you didn't, because Lakeside need him Friday. Well, listen, boys, I know you want to go and get changed. Well done, great meeting from the pair of you tonight, and a draw, and well done on your bronze helmet, Ben. Well done, Ben. Well done, Mark.
Cheers guys. Thank you.
Well, at the end of a breathtaking 15 heats of National League action here tonight, arguably the best meeting we've seen here at Central Park, it's a draw. Share of the spoils for the Kent Kings and the Kings Lynn Young Stars, 45 all. What a fantastic meeting. The Stars were well served by their top three, Lewis Rose, James Cockle and Mark Owen, all double figure scoring. And the Kings, they were pretty solid all the way through. Ben Morley scoring well, and of course with that thrilling bronze helmet match race victory over his good friend Mark Owen right at the death there. It certainly was a meeting that had everything, and the crowd certainly loved every minute and every heat of it. Before we're back here a week tonight, the Kings are on the road. They got off to Stoke on Saturday to try and claw back the points in the Cup, and then Mildenhall in the league on Sunday, and those Fen Tigers are here a week tonight in the National Trophy. So until then, take care and good night from Rerun Productions.